Coming off of YouTubers Life 3 I mean, it's a game. It's nothing like YouTubers Life 1. It's nothing like YouTubers Life 2. It doesn't have the charm like YouTubers Life 2. YouTubers Life 3 is taking a different approach, and it's mixing in multiplayer with like a live service with like card battling and deck building, something that we haven't seen in any of the YouTubers Life series. Now, what if I told you this game has came out with very much, I don't want to say mixed reviews, I'll be straight with you, it has came out with mostly not positive reviews. But what if I told you the developer of the game of YouTubers Life 3 is going in to these people that leave the reviews on Steam and telling them to change their negative reviews? That's what's happening right now with YouTubers Life 3, and I don't know how I feel about that. YouTubers Life 3 has came out of the gates here May 22nd, 2025 in early access for $19.99 USD. I was given a key to this game and I ended up not liking it, just because it's just not, it's too different, and I'm just not huge into deck building. I'm not huge into live service games. I'm not huge into you have to play a game based off of real life time, and you can't do certain actions in the game unless you get to a certain time in real life. So I streamed this game. You can actually go ahead and check out my stream. I'll leave the link down in the pinned comment below. You can watch my stream on the first look of YouTubers Life 3. But I have to say that if I wanted to even do certain things, I had to wait till 5 p.m. my time locally, and I was streaming at like 12 in the afternoon. So I would have to wait 5 hours before I could do an actual event or something that I wanted to do that was different in the game. I didn't really like that. And one thing I didn't really enjoy is the fact that there's no city. There's no city to roam around. I understand it's early access, but you can see where this game is kind of going from compared to YouTubers Life 2 for that. The game has zero matchmaking, which means that if you're going into if you're going to stream and you're going to go up against 3 other people and do this card battle, there's no matchmaking, there's no balancing. You're going up against people who have spent more time in the game and they have better cards, better stuff, and they're just wiping you out. Again, I know early access, and this comes off from you just saw it on the screen there, comes from a game series that had sold 2.5 million copies. It's crazy where we're at right now. It's crazy where we're at. But even that, the card deck building matchmaking system, not balanced. You're going up against people who have put maybe hours already, and you're just starting out and you're just getting smashed. Not fun. Not fun. With YouTubers Life 3, there's no control of the character like there was in the second game. In this game, you're more or less kind of going around and looking and pointing and clicking and kind of moving your character around as if it's like a Sims game. There is live lobbies. You have to be anywhere you travel to. You will be with actual people playing the game. So there is that multiplayer aspect. There's a live chat. You can choose to be in part of the live chat, as in like a chat log with whatever server you're in, the lobby that you're in. Mrs. Breast? Okay, let's turn that off. Can't even open up live chat in the lobby because we got Mrs. Breast in here. Yeah. Oh, there's Mrs. Breast right there. Oh, yeah. God, jeez. Does anyone want Mrs. Breast? I'm actually the real Breast, but no Mr. I like meeting all you boys. Oh, God. Is this what YouTubers Life has come to? And you can choose to use it. You can choose to not use it. I already had weird interactions when I was streaming with people, and it was just a very weird thing for sure. But the game definitely emphasizes on deck building, and it's all about deck building. And there's like 3 different currencies going on, which makes it kind of confusing indeed. But the wild thing is that this is developed by Uplay Online and published by Uplay Online. Comes out of the gate with mostly negative reviews. There's not a lot of reviews, so I wouldn't take that too seriously. I mean, there's only 29 reviews, unless let's refresh. Thus, there's more. Okay, well, there's 55 now. Okay, well, the number is growing, I guess. But the wild thing is that people are leaving reviews of them spending money on a game and saying, hey, this is my opinion about the game, and you only get two options. You either like the game, you recommend the game, or you don't recommend the game. There's no in between. There's not like a neutral kind of thing. And so if people feel like they didn't get their money's worth and they feel like their opinions, you know, they're like, I didn't really enjoy this game, there's only one way to go when that happens, and that is a negative review. That's not the player's fault. That's not the consumer's fault. That's Steam's fault. I guess you could argue that there's not a middle ground option. There's not much we can do about that, right? But you're not going to have a bad time with the game. You're not going to feel cheated out on money and then leave a recommendation as, yeah, you know what? Maybe because this is in early access, we'll come back again, you know? There's only two options, right? So the wild thing about this is the developer is asking people to remove their negative reviews. Why are you doing who does that? Why is the developer asking people to remove the reviews? I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comment section can explain that one to me, possibly. And so what we'll do is we'll go over some of these reviews that were sent, and we'll see, you know, some of the comments that were placed. And so for the one of the first reviews that you can see on there is a review, early access review. And this person goes on to say, it is not YouTuber's life anymore. It became a cringy online card game. You should add an offline mode and rework the card system, which is true. There's, at least to my knowledge and what I played, there is no offline mode. You have to always play online, right? The card system and the card battling is a bit, there's not a lot of information going on, and you don't really know if you're attacking or if you're defending or this or that. It is kind of clunky. Also, it's sad because the rest of the game looks cool. Go play YouTuber's Life 1 or YouTuber's Life 2. And that's kind of how I felt at the end, was like, hey, I want to go play YouTuber's Life 2, you know? But then the developer goes on and responds to this comment saying, hi, the card game is one of the mechanics in the game. Yes, it is one of the mechanics in the game, but not the only one. That means nothing. We're glad to read that you liked YouTuber's Life 1 and 2, and we encourage you to go to give the game some more time, and we would deeply appreciate it if you could remove the negative review. I don't see developers do that often, where they're asking people to remove their review and their opinion on said game. This is more or less like, hey, trying to cover my ass because maybe the reception to this game is not as good as I thought it was going to be, and I need to, can you remove that negative review so it doesn't reflect poorly on me, right? It's a very strange thing indeed. I don't know why a developer would ask, and listen, it's early access. There's risk in early access. Talked about it many times before, but there is risks in early access. You're still charging people money to play your game. It doesn't matter. I'm tired of the whole it's an early access excuse, because that is, you're still taking money from people. You're still taking money from people. People have an opinion on a game. That's fine. They bought your game. It's an early access. Best way to respond is, you know what? I'll be working on it, and hopefully you'll come back to this game again in the future. You don't say, can you remove your opinion about my game? That's not how... It's a bit of censorship there, I feel like. Anyways, they go on to say, we also remind you that we are in early access. I'm tired of that excuse. So we take community feedback very seriously. We encourage you to join our official Discord server so you can leave your opinion. Now, there were some comments below this, and some people were going on and said, you know, someone named Jim says, I mean, if it was negative review, that made sense, sure, but it's only complaining that it's not a copy and paste of the first games. Thank you, Jim. Bobim says, now they're asking to remove reviews because they're on mostly negative. And Bibsley, which is the person who actually originally wrote the review, says, hi, thanks a lot for your reply. I really respect the work you've done on YouTuber's Life 3. I just wanted to explain a bit more about my thoughts. While the card system in YouTuber's Life 1 and 2 was simple, it was easy to understand. I agree completely. Which made the gameplay feel more relaxed. I agree. Because the thing about YouTuber's Life 2 and 1 is, like, you could go at your own pace. This game doesn't feel like you can go at your own pace, right? The new competitive multiplayer approach feels less chill and adds pressure that does not quite match the vibe I loved in the older games. I think that's fair. The online aspect also makes it feel like if you stop playing for a bit, it's hard to catch up, which is the online aspect, which is basically the live service game. Any game that's like part of live service. You think of like games like Palia, you think of games like Disney Dreamlight Valley. These are all live service games, and it feels like if you stop playing, it's going to feel like you're going to be playing catch up and you're not up to speed with everybody else, right? That's the whole live service game part of it, and that's the whole feeling around it, right? They go on to say, it's hard to catch up, unlike in YouTubers Life 1 and 2, where you could take your own time and play the game at your own pace. I also feel like the game is leaning a bit too much into streaming, which moves away from the original YouTubers' spirit, and that's a bit sad to me. To be fair, though, the game is marketed as stream together, so it looks like this is a game more emphasis on streaming, right? So, yeah. And maybe that's why this whole deck building thing is, like, centered around streaming, because they are kind of expanding the streaming part of it and trying something new. And I respect the dev for going out and trying something new, but it just doesn't, I just don't feel like the card deck in this, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It just doesn't, I got bored quite quickly because, you know, that. Plus, when you are playing online, you're playing 1v1, v1, v1. You are playing, essentially, there's 4 people in a lobby, and it's a card game with 4 people. Everybody's going after each other, and everybody can, essentially, you could gang up on somebody or not. You know, that's the whole thing, right? Anyways. They go on and said, that said, I like many of the new ideas, especially the team feature for content creation, and I'm curious to see more. Thanks again for listening. And then somebody named Tensai says, yo, asking to remove a negative review is wild. And then somebody named Danny says, just make the damn game right and no one will leave a bad review. And then someone named Jamie says, please take down your negative review. In quotation, is disgraceful. Harvey Birdman, poor dev making worse games every time, copying, pasting. Remove it hurts our feelings on negative posts. I gotta read that one again. Poor dev making worse games every time, copy, pasting. Remove it hurts our feelings, in quotations, which I guess they're quoting somebody. Remove it hurts our feelings on negative posts. I don't that one went over. I don't know. Anyways, you would think that would be the only example, but it's not the only example. There's another one going on, and somebody else wanted to kind of put in their 2 cents too. So this was another review that was posted, and this says, this game is not what I expected. I'm sad that they made in real-time day, so you actually have to wait real-time day to get an event that you want on the calendar. I agree. And the card battle is really funky and is slow. It is very slow. It is very slow, and I feel like it is clunky. The explanations at the start are, I guess, censored. The editing process is bad and not good enough explained. I do not recommend this game. I do, however, recommend the first 2 games. They're good, and I have refunded the game because this was not worth my time. And I can feel the, you know, the both sides here, frustration. The consumer is frustrated, right? And maybe they didn't like the product. Have you ever gone and ordered something online, and then have you ever ordered something on Amazon and said, oh, this is not for me, and then returned it? Have you ever gone to the store, bought something, and you're like, oh, this is not for me, and returned it, right? Anyways. The developer again says, hello, we are glad to hear that you liked the first release of YouTubers Life. We understand that you may not like this kind of game, but we would deeply appreciate it if you could remove the negative review. This is an early access game, so we take the community feedbacks very seriously. We encourage you to participate in our official Discord server so you can leave your opinion. Now, this is kind of worded a little bit different than the first comment, because the way the developer worded this one is, we understand that you may not like this kind of game, but we would deeply appreciate it if you would remove the negative review. I think when it comes to games, you either like it or you don't like it. And even if they don't like the game, and this is a game that they followed in a series of 1, 2, and now finally 3, a trilogy, they don't like the game, I think they have all right to be like, yeah, I don't like the game. They have the right to say, I would not recommend this game. And if the developer doesn't like that, then this needs to be something where, like, Steam needs to, like, I don't know, have a neutral setting where you can give either a recommendation, a neutral setting with your own opinion, and then a negative, I do not recommend. When people recommend a game on Steam, you can post, you post your opinion on it. You don't recommend a game on Steam, you post your, opinion on it. Maybe if you were kind of in between, hit a neutral and still give feedback, I don't know. I think that would be cool. Anyways, there was comment to this post too, and somebody named Math, or MAF, says, wow, how can a developer even ask to remove a review? WTF? Somebody named Supermage says, damn, was not expecting the dev to ask me. So I guess Supermage was the creator of the comment. Says, damn, was not expecting the dev to ask me to take the review down. I won't take the review down because I don't like it personally. I know it's early access, but still, if you guys make a bad game, there's going to be bad reviews, even in early access. I don't mind taking it off when the game comes fully out, and I want to see for myself if it's worthy of me taking it down. So for now, the answer is politely no. That's a great way to put it. Early access. This is the risk of having early access, right? Just because you're in early access, you're not immune to criticism. That's not how that works. If you are charging somebody for a product, if you are charging someone for an item, if you are charging somebody are you having people spend money on a product that you have produced and you say, oh, sorry, but we don't accept criticisms, what the hell are we doing here? And I love the fact that this person said, I'll come back when the game's fully developed and I'll reassess, reevaluate. That's fair. Somebody named Eva Tuber says, did you just ask to remove a negative review coming from someone who thinks the game is all right? You are not taking community feedback very seriously. You aren't even taking it at all. Somebody named Maria says, LOL, imagine dropping a half-baked game and then asking people to delete their honest reviews. Like, bro, fix the game instead of begging. People waited for years for this, and y'all dropped a card battle snooze fest. Respect your fan base. Well, that's actually very a solid point. There's a lot of streamers out there that are probably playing YouTubers Live 3 that haven't even played the first one, haven't even played the second one. And if you didn't play the first one, you didn't play the second one, and you're playing the third one, you are missing out. You are missing out on some good games, and you can see why people are upset, especially the fan base that has been created over a decade for this game series, right? Yeah. Somebody named Big Daddy says, imagine asking people to remove their negative reviews. Somebody named Japson says, ha! I mean, if your game is shit, what did you expect people to write? Yeah, guys, the game is shit. It's nothing like the other two masterpieces, but you know what to go buy it and wait. But you know what? Go buy it. You play it, no, but you make the developers happy. I don't know what happened there. Reston Cat says, LMAO, imagine trying to remove a negative review just because your game is bad. Now I am definitely not buying it. Mike goes on to say, asking to remove a negative review is unreal. But anyways, that's where we kind of stay. That's kind of where we lie on the whole YouTubers Life 3. In my opinion, I actually shared my opinion towards the end of the stream when I did play the game. It's not, so far, it's just, and I know it's early access, whatever, early access, yeah. It's just not, what we are presented is not a game for me. It's not the game that I fell in love with. It's not YouTubers Life 1, it's not YouTubers Life 2, and I know someone could say, what do you want? You want a copy and paste of YouTubers Life 3? Well, I kind of want the same idea, maybe in a different city, maybe with different characters, maybe with a different lore, maybe with different mechanics that tweak editing, Insta Life. Maybe more IRL events and more to the events, right? I know there's events in this game and they're blocked behind time, but more events and maybe more IRL stuff. I don't know. Sit down 10, 20, 30 popular streamers or content creators, real life people, sit them down, tell them, interview them, ask them what they do on a daily basis, ask them what they do to create content. I don't know. And then maybe add those little things to the game, right? Instead, we went this deck building card game where you have to and there's a whole system where you open up packs and then it's like, do you get a pull a legendary out of a pack? Do you get to pull an epic out of a pack? It reminds me of the whole TCG card shop simulator. It's stuff, it's kind of taken on that. Then deck building, and when it comes to deck building games, you either love them or you don't, right? You either love them or you don't. And with the game YouTubers Life 3 stream together, and what do you want to do in the game is stream. You have to do deck building. You have to do that mechanic. You have to do it. You just have to do it if you want to stream in this game. So, I don't know. That's where we stand on YouTubers Life 3. It's very wild. It's very strange. I'm just here to kind of report the whole sense of what's going on here on launch day of YouTubers Life 3. Very odd. And I find it very odd for developers to ask people to take down negative comments, or I guess negative reviews. Let me say that. Not negative comments, but negative reviews of something that a customer has purchased from them. That makes sense? It's a bit strange. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you think the dev is right? Do you think the dev should be asking people to take down the negative review? Do you think it should happen because this game is in early access? Or do you think it's not right, and just because it's in early access, it's immune to negative reviews? I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I would love to hear. That's all I got for you today. Have a good one. Take care.